Hello and welcome back to the channel. Glad to have you here. Today I'm going to talk about why Adobe Illustrator is the best for Amazon KDP low content books, and I'm also going to show you how to get started. So you can actually use many design tools to create and format your low content books. You can use Photoshop, Canva, Affinity Designer, Affinity Publisher, Adobe Illustrator, as well as other tools that can help you just in the designing process and in the publishing process as well, creating and formatting your book. However, there is one tool that has stood the test of time, and that is Adobe Illustrator. And I don't cover that much here on the channel because I do personally have been using Canva as well as Affinity Publisher previously, and I have just started to use Adobe Illustrator and it is amazing. So I'd like to share with you a couple of different things, including the essential steps to step up your low content book publishing using the power of Adobe Illustrator. So why does Adobe Illustrator matter for KDP authors like you and me? Now, before we dive in, let's address a crucial point. Amazon has recently updated its guidelines regarding AI generated content. I've covered this intensively on the channel previously and dedicated also for ways to protect your account when it comes to AI generated content if you intend on using it. You can check out that video linked in the description box below. Amazon always values human generated content way more, and they also might become more stricter about AI generated content in the future. And this is why learning professional design tools like Adobe Illustrator is a must, especially nowadays with all the new updates coming in from Amazon KDP. So if you're new to Adobe Illustrator, relax, you don't need prior experience to follow along, and I'm going to guide you through the process step by step. So first of all, you need Adobe Illustrator to create log content book files, and I'm going to show you with you a couple of strategies and tactics to make it easier. If you don't have it, don't worry, you can go ahead and opt for a 7-day free trial, and you can find the trial link in the description box below to kickstart your journey. So when you open Adobe Illustrator, once you have that free trial, or once you do have the program, you'll be greeted by the start page, and you can go ahead and just simply click on the new file button on the left, and this is where the magic begins. So you need to understand bleed in printing. So before we dive into the dimensions of the document, let's clarify a term that often confuses beginners, which is bleed. So it's challenging to print precisely on the edges of a page. Printers, therefore, they trim a slightly larger area to the required size, and this extra space is around the page's edges. It is called bleed. So bleed is the extra space that are around the page, the edges of the page. So for Amazon KDP, all book covers require bleed. So if you design basically extends to the edge of the page, you must set your document with bleed margins. Otherwise, you'll end up with unwanted white border after the printing. So how can you calculate document size with bleed? So now that you have your Adobe Illustrator open, how do you calculate the document size with bleed? It could sound more straightforward, but Amazon's got your back. So on the KDP Help Center, you'll see a chart with all the necessary information for trim sizes and bleed margins, and I can also include a link in the description box below for the actual Amazon KDP page that shows you the trim size, bleed, and margin. So as an example, if you are creating a 6x9 inch book, in the US, the standard bleed is usually 0.125 inches from the top, bottom, and outside edges. So for a 6x9 inch book with bleed, your document size should be 6.125 by 9.25. Easy. So using Amazon's resources, you have the Amazon KDP Help Center. This is a goldmine for information. You can find details on setting the trim sizes, on the bleeds, and on the margins right over there. As I said, the page is linked in the description box below. They even provide a chart with all the available page sizes and the bleed information. Now, this resource ensures that your book meets Amazon specifications. Additionally, your chosen trim size affects your book's minimum and maximum page count. Now, you can find this information on the same page of the Amazon KDP Help Center. So please go ahead and explore it. Now, once you want to create your document in Adobe Illustrator, I'm going to show you a couple of steps. So you have started on a new document. On the start page, you enter the width and the height values. For example, if you use a 6.125 inches by 9.25 inches with bleed margin, as in like if you're creating a 6x9 book, that is what you're going to be using. Under the advanced options, you can select CMYK color mode. So what is CMYK? It is basically essential for print, while RBG is for digital designs. Always go for CMYK because it is helping you to create content for Amazon KDP. So once you click on create, you have your page is ready. So that's your first page ready right there. So how could you choose the right trim size on Adobe Illustrator? Before we dive into another thing, I remember that your trim size isn't set in stone. Depending on the book that you're creating, you might want to use different dimensions. For example, larger sizes, if you're creating an 8.5 times 11 or a 8.5 times 8.5, which is ideally for anything to do with scrapbooking books or a small children's book. These are great to be used for that. 8.5 by 8.5 is amazing. So you can go ahead and research the competition, analyze the customer reviews, and choose the trim sizes that best fits your book's content. If you're creating a workbook, if you're creating an activity book, an 8.5 times 11 would be amazing for that. A notebook would be a 6x9, or anything to do with a logbook as well would be a 6x9. The print options in Adobe Illustrator can really help you to select the appropriate settings for Amazon KDP. So I hope that this video was helpful. I will try to do a more simpler step-by-step tutorial soon. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.